Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of So What's Been Happening. This one is episode 198 on a Tuesday, the 2nd of December. It's almost the end of the year. Can you believe it? 198 episodes in, rapidly approaching episode 200. So it's all a case of so what's going to happen on episode 200? Well, we're not too bloody sure, to be perfectly honest. We're making it up as we go. But tonight, we get a chance to have a chat to the band called Names. Interesting name, obviously. Tonight we get a chance to have a chat to one of their big men, Fergus Lawson. So let's bring him up for a chat. G'day, Fergus. Welcome, mate.
Hey, Aaron. How you going?
Good. Nice to have you on, mate. I'm sorry it took so long, but thanks for reaching out.
Oh, no dramas. Stoked to be here.
It's always good to have a chat on what could be a boring Tuesday night, but let's face it, in Melbourne, finally no rain for 5 minutes.
Yeah. I'm actually down in Kilcunda on the Bass Coast, and yeah, she's bloody wet. The ground is sodden.
Yeah, beautiful little part. Often travel down that way. We've got a little property down in Venus Bay down that way, so get past through that little trek of the woods very soon. Great time of year to be down there. Although it is a little wet, who would have thought first day of summer is going to piss rain in Melbourne? Unlikely, but part of what we're used to now.
Yeah, we are.
Kilcunda, beautiful little spot. Tell me a bit about where Names kind of was born. I believe you guys are from down Bass Coast way.
No, we're not actually. Formed in Rye on the Mornington Peninsula.
Apologies.
Yeah, it's all good. It's where we're all sort of from. If we weren't born and bred, we were living there, and strong ties to Rye still. I've since moved over this way to Kilcunda, but yeah, we're kind of spread out a little bit at the moment. One's in Frankston, one's in Inverloch, I'm in Kilcunda, and the rest are in Rye. So it makes it a little bit harder to get together for a rehearsal, but we still make do.
Yeah, and it makes it a little bit harder to all jump in a road trip and get going on a little tour.
Totally. That's even harder. We're all the age where we've got little ones, and it'd be an absolute dream to go on a tour one day, but the reality of it sounds pretty difficult.
Yeah, it's one of those things that someone needs a big bus, someone needs half a dozen bands all to jump on and go for it and get out there amongst it. I saw Cherry Bar, James Young announced a barbecue that's going to take place on a boat. $39 a ticket, 4 bands. Pretty bloody good way to spend a little Christmas. So I think that little concept's got legs for into the future. I think there'd be plenty of people keen to get amongst that.
Barbie on a boat, keen as.
Absolutely. All right, mate. Tell us names. Obviously, interesting name. Firstly, the obvious question was that where it started, or how did the name evolve?
Oh no! So we got together on almost 4 years ago now, and it's kind of that post-lockdown where I guess lots of people were sitting at home writing music, and I was one of them, and had a bunch of sort of folky tracks running at that stage, and I really wanted to just record them and get some musicians, like some good musicians and some friends in to help. So reached out to all the amazing crew that have been a part of Names, and we actually at that stage we were running by the name Fergus, Crane and the Journeyman. So it's a bit of a mouthful. And we sort of started working out these folky ones, and not out of boredom or anything, but just naturally things, this new instruments were getting involved. Like we had Dexter brought along a synth, and then in between the songs we were working on, we just like sort of break out into these kind of pretty wild, psychy, sort of rocky jams. And it's just like, there's always going to happen to like it was just a matter of time. And then suddenly, yeah, we got to a point sort of where we swapped out a drummer. The drummer we were running with, we sort of spent a couple of years trying to get it right. We just couldn't quite get it right. And anyway, we found Hunters, who came along, and he's just an unbelievable drummer. I've known him for a really long time, and a great person. And he got involved, and then everything clicked. And we decided it was just perfect time for a bit of a change of name, change of names. And then basically we just couldn't come up with one. we had a long list, and we went through everything from sonic boom babies to fucking just trips, and just some really dumb ones. And then looking at other band names, and because I was just like, oh, what's everyone else doing? And I've realized that most of them are actually inanimate objects, you know, like tabletop or fucking, I don't know, like for instance, Floodlights. Like they're a great band, some friends, and Floodlights, that's the name, but it's awesome. Anyway, one of the boys, Paulie, he just said, what about name? I was like, at this point, that's absolutely fucking perfect, because we can't figure one out. And there's 6 of us, so we chucked an S on the end, and now we're names. Since then, I've actually thought about the concept of a name, and it's actually quite interesting, because, you know, we've all got one, kind of makes up a huge part of our identity. And, you know, you have a child, you name your child, you name your dog, people name their boat, people name their house, name your business. It's like something that, it's almost like everything's got a name. Yeah, kind of cool when you do think about that. Yeah,
it is cool. Gives it what every band needs, an identity, I guess.
Yeah, right.
That's exactly what you've got, and obviously doesn't give it any limitation. You can add as many members as you want, as big as the budget or the stage will let permit.
What budget?
Yeah, exactly. The budget's always zero, so it's a case of just how many mates you can drag along for the jam, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
All right, we're going to kick off with Familiar Stranger, mates. This is a cool clip, so we're going to play a bit of that and leave everyone hanging. So we're not going to play it all, but we'll get into it. Here it is, Familiar Stranger. That's an absolute ripper. Jams along and good energy. Some great lines in there too, mate.
Oh, cheers. Yeah, yeah. It's hard to say, but for me, Stranger could be my favourite that came out of the record. Just a shout out too for that film clip, and I think in a couple of the other ones as well. Nath Films, he's a mate from Rye, and he's comes to a lot of our gigs and just takes footage, and he actually that live footage in there he took.
Great.
Yeah, and Familiar Stranger, so weird and kind of turned out really awesome, I think. Dexter just came in and he was playing this Eastern scale riff. And we're like, what the fuck is that? That is cool. And then everyone just sort of started jamming along to it. And I don't know if it was something rattling around in my head at the time, but it was just what came to mind was like, who I am, it's only what I do. And that's all we had for a little bit.
Yep.
And then it took a lot of sort of navigating of what we're going to do with that song. But what you might have noticed if you listen to the single itself is it's kind of like a shortened version of the song. And then on the record, we've actually spread it out. It's actually like sort of about an 8-minute long song when we play it live. Yeah, there's another track. We spread it out to Familiar as one track. The Opinion Den, which is like this weird psyched out, we call it the opium den that you drop into, and then Stranger. And yeah, I'm not even sure if we've got a recording of the full, like from start to finish. It's a bit of a shame, but yeah, it was just a cool way to actually break it up over the album, not have one just big chunky song sort of thing, chunky track. And then the single, I think, is so punchy and just, yeah, it's like, yeah, we're all pretty chuffed with that one.
Yeah, well, let's face it, long songs are probably not the norm in a punk style band. They're kind of quick and sharp and leave you plenty of energy. But yeah, mate, I can't wait to see this one on a big journey, a big 8-minute bender.
Yeah,
everyone rocking along, and it'd be great. So we'll just touch on a gig you just had recently on the weekend. Sadly, couldn't get to this one, but I've heard great reports that it all went down super well. Yeah, that one at the Worms at the Tote, mate. Great feeling, great to have half a dozen bands, big lineup. What was it like to be on stage with the boys in an iconic venue like the Tote, as always?
Oh, unreal. Yeah. DJ Centipede and the Earthworms, they're amazing crew. We sort of started gigging at a similar time. And we actually lined up somehow by chance. We released our first single and they released a double single on the same day.
Right.
And then 6 months later, we did a double single and they did a single on the same day, like without talking. And we almost lined up our albums together as well. It was very close. They ended up pushing a bit later in the year. But absolute legends. And they've been so supportive, always just like kind of passing on gigs to us sort of thing if they can't do it, and getting us on with whatever's happening. And they've got their finger on the pulse in the scene. And I think they've got some big things coming, those guys. They're such an awesome band. It's just so much fun. And the whole thing, they've got their mates dressed up as worms in the crowd and on stage, and it's just heaps of fun. But that night was great. Yeah. Everyone on the night just did such a great job. We had a pretty ridiculous hiccup. Nobody's fault. I think it was just an old house kit. But Hunter's put his pedal through the kick drum in like our third song. Never seen it before. And I went to play the next song, and he's like, whoa, Ferg, we got a problem. I'm like, what's going on? And yeah, it's just flapping. Anyway, the soundie comes up and he's like, oh, can you just lay the floor tom down and use that? And I was like, maybe you can just go get another kick drum, mate. No, we can't do that. Anyway, the other kit they've only got a couple of kits for the tote, which is good. They've got more than one, but that was getting used upstairs. And so Hunter's laid down his floor tom, and we played a full song, just like it's one of our lengthier ones.
Yeah.
He's just using the floor tom as a kick drum. And in that time, a mate Stringer side of stage managed to get a skin, whack it on the kick drum, and get it back out, and we managed to finish the set. So it was kind of hilarious, unlucky, funny, just part of it, you know.
Part of that crazy punk scene you never forget, mate. It's good to have great people in the venue that generally, as happens with some of those venues like the Tote, there are a lot of musicians there in and amongst, all supporting each other. It's great to have good community.
Totally. And playing the Tote, it's like, absolute dream. We managed to play upstairs once, but to play the band room, it's like, it's pretty cool. And what, you know, they've done down there to save it, you know, like it's so important. They need all the support they get.
Absolutely. Well, this little piece of memorabilia sitting right behind me at the back here is actually the kick drum from the Tote, original one. That was a Private Functions, Aiden from Private Functions kit, and he took it home and it sat in the garage, and they brought it to a record launch they did at one of the record places, Sound Merch, I think it was, and then decided to smash it on stage and hand it around, sign it and hand it around. So there's a little bit of music trivia there, mate. But
unreal.
I grabbed a few pieces of it, and who knows, could almost put it back together one day, but you never know when that could come in handy.
Yeah. Oh, it's very cool.
All right, mate, we're going to move on to Raindrop.
Raindrop.
You want to give us a little intro in before we kick it?
Yeah, Raindrop was sort of the last of our little folky tracks that we couldn't let go, and made it onto the record, and I'm glad it did. It's actually inspired by Matthew McConaughey's book Green Lights, which is a bit of a weird one, but if you've read it, then you might understand the lyrics. But it come out really nice, and total different speed to the rest of the album, so it's nice to have a point of difference.
Great change up. All right, here it is, Raindrop.
Expectation, working all year for a 14-day vacation. Doesn't seem right to me, it seem okay to you. We got big things, traffic up ahead. Mostly we'll get green lights, we're bound to get some red. Gotta get your shit together, mate, as we get on the move. And I guess we're time with the same brush. Insecurities that we leave in our dust. Nowhere to pull over, nowhere to stop. We're bound to get wet, trying to dance between the raindrops. Between the raindrops. Between the some kind of revelation, or could lead dancing around this conversation. If all that I would wanna do is sit and talk with you, would you listen? And this might be some traffic up ahead. Feel comfortable in knowing that every red light that we get will eventually be green again. And I guess we're just armed with the same brush. Insecurities that we leave in our dust. Nowhere to pull over, nowhere to stop. We're bound to get wet, trying to dance between the raindrops. Between the raindrops.
There it is, Between the Raindrops. Mate, there's a great line in there with a traffic light scenario. that all red traffic lights all become green eventually. Man, not a bad way to look at a dark time in life.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, I think it's kind of true. You know, if you can, you know, everyone has their ups and downs, and the downs seem a bit longer than your ups, but they do turn green again eventually, I reckon. And someone I've dealt with some mental health issues in the past, and that's sort of probably why the book resonated with me, because he talked about certain aspects of that, and then that lyric is it's kind of personal, and but I think it would resonate with a lot of people, because we all do go through it.
Mate, it's a bloody good analogy, and I don't think I've heard that one before, so I'm going to claim that one from you as well. And obviously, I'll credit you where credit's due, mate. Anytime I say it to someone, but I think that's a great analogy. We're always pushing for the red light to change, and probably and that's possibly in amongst our darkest times. We've all been there to some degree at times, and probably need to sit and just wait for that amber light almost sometimes to slow us up in a reverse way. But yeah, you're right. Moving the light into green. Sometimes the green stays too long too, and you can have too many positive moments, and it's a real common shock when you get back to a red light again. So in life, but very good analogy, mate.
Yeah, it's what he talks about in his book actually quite a bit. So I can't claim it, so much, but it's where it's come out of. But yeah, it's all about you hit your red lights and you hit your green lights in life. And I can't remember a perfect example, but it was like some crazy bit of luck that he talks about it in green lights. And then you turn the page and he just goes, "This was a green light." Like he gets away with like something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's those kind of situations. But it's also, anyway, it's a good book. So if you haven't read it, it's worth reading, I think.
I'm definitely going to look it up, mate. And
it
little
probably
Christmas project.
Doesn't need any promotion. I think it's like a #1 bestseller or whatever, but it's
here I am. I'm not that big an avid reader, to be perfectly honest, so a little bit off the stands. I'd rather listen to music than read too many books, mate, but that one I'm going to put on the list for sure. It sounds like a must read. Just on those moments, mate, the green light scenario, what's an early memory of music you can remember that kind of hit you and probably resonates with you, whether it did early days, but what's one you can remember that you really loved as you were growing up?
I can honestly actually remember my first memories of music, driving around in the back of mum and dad's transporter van, and they had a few cassettes running. I believe one was the Beatles' White Album, and the other one, which we all loved, was Pulp Fiction soundtrack. They're like my earliest memories of music and like loving it. So I guess maybe there was a spark then.
Was there a particular track on either of those, but mainly the Pulp Fiction one, because I know it's got a fair bit of variety in it, but do you remember one that kind of stuck in, whether it was brothers and sisters in the back that had to do something special during the song, or there was always something on those little road trips?
No, I can't remember exactly. Like, this is pretty young, but we probably just liked how she swears at the start, and we'd all crack up and straight in. Yeah,
great. Definitely was one of those movies ahead of their time for sure.
Oh yeah, Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, absolutely. And then what about when you were kind of in the teens ages, and when did music kind of grip you and obviously found a direction that you wanted to take up?
Actually not for a while. Like I did sporadic guitar lessons through primary school and high school, and never really like locked onto it as a thing I wanted to do for a long time, because it was always either skating or playing footy or surfing, and other things got in the way of, or just like I was just doing other things, having a good time. But it wasn't until sort of after one of those, it was like one of the red light situations actually that I was in, and it was sort of, I was super inspired by some mates that were doing some things. You've definitely heard of them, Stiff Richards.
Yep.
I was going to shows with them, just like didn't have a heap going on my own life, but I was getting a lot of enjoyment just going to their gigs and seeing other bands. And in that time, I was sort of just for the Peninsula down there before they sort of started doing their thing. It was a lot of acoustic guitars and, you know, stomp boxes and that kind of thing, which is cool. But and it was like this band had formed, and, you know, mates were jamming at houses, and I was sort of about 25 then, I think, and barely knew how to play guitar. But so I was just like, fuck, I need to at least learn some basics sort of thing. So that's what I did for a little while, just play guitar, and started sort of writing immediately just because I had things on my mind, and then sort of, been pursuing it since then. Not like, it's a weird thing pursuing it, but just doing it and enjoying it, and enjoying playing with other people, and particularly with names, some incredible musicians. They've just been doing it their whole life, and learning lots of off them, and making some tunes together. So
I think that's the beautiful part about being in a band, mate. Don't put a lid on it. Just see what beauty and magic comes in the room, and people putting their ideas as great musicians. But tell us about either the guitar writing process for you when you put together a song, or the songwriting process, and how do the two collide for you, being both?
It's definitely sort of I'll think of words, or I'll hear someone say something even, and it'll just be like, oh, that's like, this like clicks with me for whatever reason, and so I jot it down, and then think of a story, or, you know, it might be just sort of like writing it out into a sort of a story, and it's not necessarily a song. It's just like it's a story on a page. But then, look, I'm first one to tell you, I'm a guitarist asshole, but I can play enough to be able to do a chord progression, or like even like it's almost like bass line riff sort of thing, and just to be able to arrange them. And then it's been incredible with names to be able to come in. At this point, I come in, I've just got like a riff or a bass line and words, and then I'll just show them a little bit, and then they all just sort of spark up in their own way, and it all sort of just comes together, which is like together. So we write the songs together. Early days, I've sort of structured the few songs on the album that I've sort of written, structured, and done the full thing, but now it's a team effort, and it's just so much better result for it. Two minds are better than one, but if you've got five or six can actually be too many. It's been an amazing learning process for me, and I'll just continue to learn, I think, off whoever's around. Stay as a sponge and soak it up, and I actually just had a good conversation to Paulie the Sabo, and we're sort of wondering what's next for us. And he and Sammy's in the band too. They just had a little girl, so she's at home being a mum, and so we're kind of down to like a bit of a 4-piece now, which is, it's no drama. It's actually pretty fun still. It's just sort of a different band. It's a different sound.
Sure.
And, at the gig last week, we tried to play a couple of songs. Well, we played them and got through them, but one was Familiar Stranger and one was Bygones, and they don't quite feel the same. So we were kind of chatting and we're like, I think we need to write some new stuff and get things going again with this new setup and a new sound that we, whatever comes out of it, really, but keep moving forward with it.
And a couple of great images, mate. Here, always taken at various venues, but that's a great shot.
Oh yeah, that was the soundbar the other week.
Yeah, pretty recent, that one.
Yeah, that's towed upstairs, and that's early days. Wow.
Yeah, we went super early there, and let's talk album art too, mate. This one, it's great.
Yes.
I love this. Love the color. Love the detail. Tell us a bit about it.
Oh, it came up fucking amazing. It's Luca McGree. He's from Rye. He's a mate. He's an incredible artist. Unbelievable. This piece is actually quite different to his other stuff. It's usually, I don't know how to explain it, but maybe a little bit more refined. He might do one kind of bird, but yeah, it's the most bizarre stuff he comes up with. It's like borderline. It's like, yeah, you got to really just see it to believe it. But we wanted to use a local artist, and I hit him up and just said, "Oh, what do you think about doing an album cover?" And he's like, "Have you got anything in mind?" And I was just like, from his other artwork, I said, "Oh, I really like the birds and the faces and stuff that you do." And then he did it and sent me this, and I was like, "Holy shit, how is that?" I haven't really talked to him about it, but I think he maybe took the crane from the Fergus crane, which was our original name or something. He did it but it's so beautiful. I've actually got it on. It's not on the wall. It's just sitting on the mantelpiece over there. But
beautiful.
Need to get it framed and get her up. Yeah,
you must. It's a great piece. It's one of those albums that'll definitely stand out on the shelves because it's bloody hard to get cut through and stand out on those shelves. But it's definitely one you can't flick past if it was sitting on the shelf. So can't wait to see it, mate.
Oh, cheers.
All right, we're going to play a bit of Bygones.
Bygones.
We just let bygones be bygones. The fact that you never listened becomes something I rely on. So let's just let bygones be bygones. It's relieving to forgive. We'll never forget.
I played that one right through purposely, mate. That's a cracker. Just a great light and shade in amongst that. Some moments of craziness, moments kick back and chilled. It's a ripper, mate. Tell us a bit about that clip as well.
The clip. So we were lucky enough to be invited to the SAE Institute at South Melbourne there, Sound and Audio, for their open day to play some songs. And so I got a mate to come and film, and we got to record it, and then had all this footage, and so that's actually a live take. So that's the studio take of the song, but it's just us performing live.
Yep. And
it lined up pretty good, but there's obviously bits that it didn't. So I just got in CapCut and just whacked a heap of effects all over it and make it extra fuzzy when you see it goes out of time. But
it's definitely become rage worthy, mate. It's exactly what you expect to see. It's great.
Thanks. Yeah, back to that no budget sort of thing. Yeah, sort of had to make 3 out of the 4 clips, and then the one for Raindrops is actually shot by my dad on a Super 8 film camera back in 1979 on a road trip. It's all him and his mates up the coast.
Very cool. Yeah, we'll touch on that. It's also awesome to have footage that's family or mates and people know and all that sort of stuff. I think it's great when you get to tie the visual components into the audio components.
Totally.
Just makes those bits extra special. But yeah, how important is it to have a clip these days? Do you think it's still very worthy in our 15-second memories that we've got at the moment?
Yeah, well, I mean, I sort of found that, and I would be fussing over parts of one of the clips, and I'll just go, fuck, there's going to be very few people that watch this in full. They're just going to watch the 15-second reel that I put on Instagram.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed doing it, and I think that we're really visual people, so it actually helps us consume the music if there's some cool visuals going on with it. It's just sort of something fun to do. Like it was, it's another little creative bit that went into it. The Bygones come up really good. I think the highlight of the track is Sammy Rain. The contrast where I'm sort of yelling and carrying on, and then she comes through with her beautiful vocals and just absolutely nailed that take.
Yeah,
absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, it makes it even more special to hear that was a live kind of setup, and her voice really cuts through, and it's a really good mix in amongst your voice too.
Yeah, I think it's just that song. It was actually the first song that we kind of wrote together as well. When I was talking earlier about how we had a couple of my tracks that I'd sort of worked or figured out to a point. Bygones was the first one that we all worked out together. It was sort of, I just had a chord progression and one line. And we just let bygones be bygones. And then Nick came up with that bass line, and just started grooving on that straight away, and that was the first one that really clicked. So that's why we put it out as the first single of the album, and really happy with how it turned out. And
So was some of this spread around kind of during COVID, post COVID? When was the kind of writing process of what you've done here?
Mostly post. The writing process for 2 of the tracks on the album, that was sort of in COVID or even pre-COVID. And then at least lyrically, maybe pre-COVID. And then the rest of it, we got together, 4 years ago? I can't remember. What was it, 2020? Yeah, it was all post, because once we were sort of allowed to, get out and do that sort of thing, and we started doing it again.
Yep. And so your writing process as it is now, is that get everyone in the room and work a theme or or a riff or whatever you've got, or is it something you still kind of all individually work on and come together and say, what do you think of this?
So we've got 2 new tracks kind of ready to go for recording, and we literally slapped them together like before a gig, because it was just sort of been getting harder and harder to find the time for a whole writing session where, because like I said, we've all got little kidlets running around and all that, and busy lives, and there's lots of us. So, we'd have a gig coming up, and we've only got 1 rehearsal, so we'd bang out the set, and then we'd go, all right, we're doing these 2 songs on the weekend, and we'd just write them and play them, and then we'd alter them at the next sort of rehearsal sort of thing, but now 2 of those are pretty well ready to go, and we just started writing another one last week in the same sort of situation before the Tote show. We had a rehearsal, and I was like, I've got a little riff or a bass line and some words, and hooked into it. It was really fun. Like that's where the fun really, that's the most enjoyable bit, when you start creating at the start, and it's awesome performing, and it's super fun too. But I think we're definitely at the point now where we need we're looking forward to getting in the studio in some writing sessions, just dedicated writing, and really coming up with some stuff, and then be probably more pumped to play more shows, and just, you know what I mean? Absolutely.
Yeah. It's sounds exciting, mate. It's good to hear that 2026 will be a big one for names.
Could be. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to play one more, mate, and then we're going to talk about a couple of things you got coming up. So here it is. Tick it up.
Reincarnation was a thing, would you live your life a little differently on the daily, just doing as you please? Would you feel a little more free? What does it mean to be free? Is it simply to have a lack of responsibility? White picket fence, mortgage free, chasing the Australian dream. I'm meant to find a girl, buy a house and create a really small world, pop out a couple of kids and work my life away. Maybe we need a new car and a cabin. Gee, wouldn't a boat be nice too? Maybe one day I'll get to take the kids out on the water. If only I knew how to fish. Working class is middle class, and upper class is not for us. Want it all but can't be asked. If you got no money, just tick it up. Tick it up, tick it up. All day long you'll work for good luck. Tick it up. Tick it up, pitch the penny and hope for good luck. Tick it up, all day long you want for good luck. Tick it up, pitch the penny and hope for good luck. In a reincarnation, would you continue to chase the Australian dream? If lunar reincarnation was a thing, would you continue to chase the Australian dream? If lunar reincarnation was a thing, would you continue to chase the Australian dream?
There you go. We're going to leave you hanging a little bit. You have to jump on and see how that one ends. Some cool footage in there, man. Some crazy scenes in amongst boat life.
Yeah, yeah. It's the another one that I threw together. I actually just ripped a heap of footage off YouTube. Maybe shouldn't admit to that, but and then some more footage from Nath that he sent me through at a Waddy Thompson gig, and it's kind of funny, and it's kind of a comical song in a way. It's delivered in a serious manner and kind of psychotic, aggressive manner at times, but it's kind of taking the piss at what we do.
Yeah, I love it. I think in amongst that, there's a great line in there about, if we're reincarnated, will we still chase that Australian/American dream, whatever it is these days? I think those two things have merged together. I definitely would do things a little different as far as how I prioritize things. So tell us a bit about it for you.
So it came from I was taking the piss out of myself at the time. I was on the rail projects working, making good coin and working with a lot of people that were on that chase, and I was on the chase. I wanted to buy a house, and I actually we did buy a caravan, and like a shitty old Jayco caravan, and we love it. It's pretty haggard, but we love it. But it's just sort of just kind of started looking around at what we do and wondering why we do it at times. It's I guess it could be a status thing, or obviously there's comfortability of having a roof over your head and that stuff that you need, and particularly once you got a family. But then it's like, you need a new car, even though your car goes fine. You just need to upgrade the model. You need a boat and a caravan, and people get boats and they don't even know how to fish. It's it's a piss take, but it's actually been really well received, that song. People really like it. After sets, someone bought a record at a gig at the Singing Bird the other day, and he said, "Oh, what's that one where you're talking about societal norms?" And I'm like, "Tick it up." And he's like, "Is it on the record?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's just there." He's like, "Okay, good. Yeah, I'll take it."
Yeah, great. It's great when someone resonates with one of your songs, mate. There must be a good feeling.
It feels amazing.
Yeah, and people, have you had one that people have got what they thought the songs is and about, and it turns out it's not, but you have to roll with it anyway just to keep the conversation?
Oh, kind of. Not so much what it's about, but what I'm saying. In Familiar Stranger, lots of people think I'm screaming, "Fuck off, Amelia," instead of "fuck familiar." And a mate who I was working with, he's like, "So, mate, who's Amelia? Is she like an ex of yours or something? Or like, you seem pretty angry at it." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But other than that, I think people pick up on the meanings because they're not too cryptic or, I guess, like a poetic. They're kind of like just super straight stories that are, I think, I don't know, music I love. I kind of well, not music I love, but songs that stick with me or I'll go back to listen to are definitely songs that I relate to the words. It's kind of, the words are the biggest thing for me, and obviously the sounds have to be good as well. But that it's the words that draw me back to a song, and particularly if they're from Australian artists, and they're bound to be, if they're singing about something true to them, then it's potentially going to resonate with you. And a lot of it's cathartic. Well, it used to be kind of cathartic for me. Now I'm kind of writing some silly songs as well, or like songs about what I see more than what I've experienced. And that's super fun too. Just kind of being able to use music in a way to tell people how I see the world, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good to see. It's always good to observe and then tell people how you think you see it and see whether they resonate with it as well. But God, there's some stupid shit going on in the world. That's for sure right now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mate, tell us about a band or a couple of bands that you're kind of really digging at the moment. And they might be a local act, some of your mates. You know, who you kind of really doing it for now?
Who am I loving right now? Paddy, my mate Paddy, who's just jumped on playing bass with us. He's in the Inverloch down here. He's got a band called Bookrunner, and they've just released an EP, psych rock, really cool. Booked him in for a couple of shows, and so yeah, they're definitely one. They're fresh as, so they're worth checking out.
Yep.
Some other mates who, you know, Wolfgang Buckley from Stiff Richards, his new project, Public House. They played last Friday, and we actually got them. I booked them for their first show at our single launch, and they've, you know, blown up, gone toured Europe, and just have an absolute ripper. But saw them, hadn't seen them since play until Friday. And it was just so good. Like, Wolfgang's fucking such an amazing performer and really tight, really kind of interesting. It's a different kind of punk that they're doing. I don't know, it's kind of like edging towards the Viagra Boys sort of thing. Anyway, it's really cool. They're one for sure.
And what was the last album? What was the last album or music you were listening to, mate? Is it on the phone or is it spinning records? What do you do these days?
I've been buying a lot of records actually lately, which has been great. Bought The Worms on the weekend, and what was the last one before that? Bought Tales by the Peep Tempel,
Right.
as well. Who Peep Tempel, yeah, definitely major influence, I think, for me. Particularly Blake Scott. He's one of those artists that, you know, it's the words and the delivery, and I think, they're fucking incredible. But
you can definitely hear the Blake Scott influence and Peep Temple influence in amongst kind of where your band's at the moment, which is really cool. I think it's really awesome to have those inspirations, and you know the way this band's described as the raw energy, channel the raw urgency of the Peep Temple. That's a pretty cool summary just there. Storytelling and heart of Paul Kelly. Well, that goes without saying how amazing that would be or should be. And the sonic ambition of Radiohead, mate, probably the biggest band potentially in the world at one stage. So, mate, it's a great thing to aspire to. I definitely think you capture moments of those in amongst your songs, mate. So, mate, I wish you all the best with names.
Oh, thank you. Thanks very much.
And obviously a shout out to the rest of the band who knows, at one stage we'll hopefully get on and all have a chat about kind of what's coming up next. But something else, mate, that's coming up next. Tell us a bit about this little project you got on the go.
Yes, Bathing in the Creek 2.0. It's a second event that we've run. This is an event my partner Nova and I launched in April of this year, which feels a lot longer ago. But so this is round 2 basically, and you're seeing the lineup here first. We've released Orb and Waddy Thompson already and put ticket sales up. But this is a full lineup here, going down on January 25th on the long weekend. And we've got Ms. Risk, she does boogie beats on PBS on Tuesdays. Not sure if you tune into that one, but great hip hop and house DJ, which would be awesome.
Cool.
Brody Buttons he's in from New South Wales. He's an amazing folk musician. Crooked TP, an Indigenous hip hop rap group, which is going to be unbelievable. Really looking forward to that one. Mutual Colour, friends from the Peninsula. It's actually all like you'd know the band On Beaches. That's their other band there. And bunch of they're unreal. I've actually known them a long time, going back to high school. Nick Carver and the Main Street Butchers and Ozone Street, they're local legends. Some of the best bands on the Bass Coast. And Brenny and the Shit Chair. Fucking
great name.
Legends.
Yeah.
Coming over from the Ninch as well. The Wax Eaters, they're Belgrave psych band. Really looking forward to them. Booked myself in. Done pretty well there.
Good work. Yep.
And then there's Bookrunner, who I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, very cool.
And then so Swato King, Borehole, and Hunters Lackman. Hunters is our drummer. And Borehole is a brand new project between our guitarist Paulie and Hunters, which I'm really excited. I haven't heard anything yet, but I know it's going to be good. And Swato King's Hunters' other band. He's plays with a million different people, but so he's got 4 sets on the day. He's a busy man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Archie Leggett is a phenomenal guitarist. He's lead guitarist of Ozone Street. South Dudley Tom, another local legend, and Noel Wright as well. He's I believe it might be his first show ever, but so I'm sort of stoked to manage to rope him in. And the Waxat Wranglers is going to be awesome. It's actually like a bit of a joke band that Bookrunner and Ozone Street, like they just made a song as a joke, pre-recording their serious songs, and they released it, and it's kind of done well, and it's actually really cool. It's kind of like swamp blues country, I don't know, but it's going to be a really good time. But yeah, and then some vinyl DJs, Sister Wax, Vinyl Richie, probably the best name ever, and Flat Macca.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Down at Archie's Creek Hotel in Archie's Creek on the Bass Coast. You may have heard of
25th of Jan, get on Archie's Creek. ArchiesCreekarts.com.au, get your tickets, mate. This one is going to be an enormous day, so fantastic to see, mate. Archie's Creek back with a vengeance.
Yeah, unreal, mate.
Definitely a venue I've been to multiple times. It's always a great road trip. Try and get down that way. Lunch at Kilcunda possibly on the way. It's a real mix how we go about it, but Archie's Creek never disappoints out in that back stage area out on the lawn. Bring your family, get amongst it. Bring your mates, most importantly. It'll be a great gig. Especially, I love hearing multiple musos in different bands, and you just get a different feel of you can get a complete different energy and feel for how some of these incredible talents like yourself, mate, get in amongst other bands. It'll be really cool. And who knows, could be these little impromptu jam sessions that happen in amongst bands. It's all totally unscripted. Yeah, that's
right. Yeah, it's going to be a great day. And I've actually jumped on recently as manager down at Archie's Creek Hotel. So booking a few other shows here and there. I'm working along with Pete Foley, who owns it, and he gets some amazing bands in. We had Tropical Fuckstorm the other week, which is just mind blowing. Shook Gadz's hand, and I was setting up a cocktail cart in the backyard while they were doing sound check, and I was just like, this is all right.
Bloody cool, mate. Well, welcome on, get on board, mate. Fantastic to see. Archie's Creek needs all the support and all the love, getting in everyone in amongst from any region, really. We hope long may it continue.
Thank you.
We definitely don't want to lose venues, and we don't want to lose these mini kind of festivals. So, mate, I know you put your heart on a sleeve and try and push this as hard as you can and get everyone the energy. So we'll continue to push it. And who knows, maybe even try and interview a couple of the bands as we in the lead up of the first couple of weeks of Jan. So anything we can do, mate, just to get it out there and spread the love to a few more people. And you never know who you interview in that band that becomes and blows up somewhere, and you got one of the first interviews or chats in amongst where they're at. So who knows? It could be names in the future, mate. But I really thank you, Fergus Lawson, for jumping on, mate, and having a good chat tonight. I won't take any more of your time, mate. You've been very generous as always. Look forward to seeing you at a names gig very soon, and it looks like it might be that one in January.
Oh, unreal. Hope to see you there, mate. That'd be great.
Look forward to it, mate. All the best and good luck, and thanks for doing what you do, mate. I know you largely do it for love, and it's not about the money because you don't generally receive any from it. But it's a great emotional outlet, and to have a talent as a musician and a songwriter, mate, please never take it for granted.
Oh, thanks a lot, Aaron. Really appreciate it.
No worries. Look forward and catch you soon. See you, mate.
Yeah.
Great to have Fergus. Join me, Fergus Lawson from Names. So we've got a couple more shows to finish off the year, and then we're going to rest up a little bit, put the feet up, and plan for, do we go on? That's the question I've asked myself a couple of times. I never said we were supposed to go past episode 1, so who knows? We're pushing rapidly into show 200, and I'll do it if they want to do it, is the bottom line. So thank you to all the bands that have come with their people, through agents and all sorts of people that have reached out to me to connect to bands and have a chat. And always really important to talk music and also talk mental health as we do. So look forward to chatting to multiple new bands into 2026. So see you out there soon. Have a great week.